Good morning, everyone, and happy Wednesday. It's time to get up and tune into your daily BossFM morning news. I'm Megan.
And I'm Kristian.
And today we're bringing you Georgia vaccinations, HBCUs, Maine's Republican Party, and so much more. So let's get into it.
Wake the streets up.
First up, everybody, Kristian has details about Georgia's vaccination plan.
That's right, Megan. So most states are pushing for students to be back in school full time now, thus vaccinating their teachers first. Let's find out why Georgia is doing the opposite. With the nationwide push to reopen schools, most states have begun vaccinating teachers, but not Georgia. On January 11th, Governor Brian Kemp and his public health commissioner, Dr. Kathleen Toomey, moved seniors from the third inoculation phase to the first, bypassing teachers who remain in the second wave, known as phase 1B. Georgia wasn't alone. Soon after Kemp's decision, the administration of then-President Donald Trump urged states to accelerate inoculations of those 65 and older. In addition to moving up the young seniors into phase 1A+, they moved police and firefighters to the front of the line. On Friday, Kemp's office announced that more than 1 million Georgians had received at least one dose of the vaccine. A group of superintendents is working on a rollout plan for when teachers become eligible, but it remains unclear when that'll be. Early February, Kemp said that the vaccine shortage meant that it could take several weeks before they get their turn. This is Kristian Calhoun, BossFM News.
Teachers have had to work so hard forever in order to teach students, and now you have this added element of uncertainty and having to relearn things over Zoom and having to keep students occupied and listening intently over a computer screen for 8 hours a day. Like, I applaud every single person who's a teacher right now.
It's 2021, and we are shining light on everything Black, including our HBCUs. Megan has more information on how they're receiving more funding.
8 HBCUs are receiving grants to preserve their historical campuses. The HBCU Cultural Heritage Stewardship Initiative wants to preserve HBCUs as colleges, but also as historical sites. The initiative was created by the National Trust African American Cultural Heritage Action Fund. Brent Leggs, the executive director of this fund, said, quote, "They stand as a living testament to African American history and the ongoing achievements of highly influential Americans, but they continue to be overlooked and underfunded," end quote. The selected schools will develop preservation plans for campus-wide or individual building projects. Many HBCUs have suffered financially because of the pandemic, so these grants could change their future for the better.
So I love that they noted these are centers for history for Black people. I mean, our history is already kind of scattered because we were brought over here on slave ships, so we don't know a lot about our past. So we kind of recreated ourselves on these campuses. We were able to become educated. We were able to elevate ourselves. So I'm so happy to see that money is being put back into these institutions.
Up next, Kristian has a story about a Republican impeachment vote.
That's right. So the Republican Party of Maine is looking to censure one of their own after her vote to impeach Donald Trump. The Maine Republican Party is considering censuring Senator Susan Collins over her vote this month to convict former President Donald Trump. Local GOP officials have set to meet on Monday to discuss how to handle Collins' vote after she was among 7 Republicans to join all 48 Senate Democrats who voted to impeach Donald Trump. The 57-43 vote was 10 short of the required 2/3 majority for the conviction to stand. Collins has often broke ranks with her party. On the Senate floor on Saturday, she blamed Trump for spreading falsehoods about the results of the 2020 presidential election and setting the stage for the storming of the Capitol. The senator stands by her decision, stating, quote, "My vote in this trial stems from my own oath and duty to defend the Constitution for the United States. The abuse of power and betrayal of his oath by President Trump to meet the constitutional standard of high crimes and misdemeanors. And for those reasons, I voted to convict President Donald Trump." This is Kristian Calhoun, BossFM News.
I mean, she stuck her neck out for something and it didn't end up going through in the way that it probably could have. And now she's getting in trouble for it. It just really breaks my heart because she was just trying to do something that we all know is the right thing to do at this moment, and they're just going to be really upset with her for it.
So 2020 seems like it was just yesterday, but we're going on March here soon, which is absolutely crazy. But back in New York City in 2020, there was a woman who called the police on someone falsely. Megan has more information.
Last year, a white woman called the police on a black man for no real reason. Amy Cooper was walking her dog when Kristian Cooper, not related, told her to put the dog on a leash. Amy Cooper threatened to call the cops, claiming, quote, "An African-American man is threatening my life," end quote. Amy Cooper was charged with a misdemeanor, but it is now being dropped by the Manhattan Supreme Court. According to Cooper's attorney, Amy Cooper completed 5 psychoeducation and therapy sessions. These sessions taught her how racial identities shape lives and that those aspects could not be used to harm others. Kristian Cooper has declined to comment on this case. However, he did post on Facebook about the charges being dropped. He said, quote, "I am far more outraged by the U.S. Congress, which continues to deny the mostly black and brown people of the District of Columbia statehood and the representation every American deserves than by anything Amy Cooper did," end quote.
We are more than halfway through Black History Month now, but we still have plenty more facts for you.
The first known poem written by a black American was called Bar Fights, and it was written by activist Lucy Terry in 1746. Now, I'm not going to read the entire poem to you because it is pretty long, but it is basically a poem about the different wars that were being fought during the time and the scuffles that were happening around Terry during this time. Terry was enslaved from the time that she was born and a toddler up until she married a black man and then was freed in Rhode Island sometime later in her life. But this is the first poem that we've ever seen, or that we know of at least, that's documented, written by a black American, and it's a black woman as well.
All right, everyone, that's it for your Wednesday morning Boss FM news. If you'd like to rewatch any of our shows, as usual, you can download the Boss FM app or listen on Twitter or any of our social media platforms. My name is Kristian.
I'm Megan.
And you guys have a great day.